Yeah, it's Commander Shepard. Or as I like to think of him, the Good Shepherd. Bad joke, I know. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just hoping that I don't have to censor it as much as, well, mute it. Alright. You know, I never really listened to Tupac, except for probably California Love, which is kind of funny. I guess it's kind of expected though when you got siblings around the Generation X era. Thanks. Oh. If I had to choose between three YouTubers, okay. That's cool. Kind of ironic though, considering between the music videos I react to and some of my language on stream. I'm surprised I'm able to help anyone get to sleep. Okay, I gotta ask an honest question. Who do you think really is responsible for what happened to Biggie Smalls, the Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac? What are you guys' honest answers? Okay, I'm. You're not the only one who would agree with that, though. Okay, so. Yeah, they were both good rappers, but there's a bit of a history and a little bit of a conspiracy. I got a little time before I start the game. Thanks, VR King. Oh, you're not the only chatter that has an affiliation for my, has a thing going for my voice, VR King. Alright, let's get this started. What's going on, guys? Blaze here, and welcome to the stream. For today's stream, I'm going to be finally diving into Mass Effect, courtesy of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, where I get to play as Commander Shepard. In a way, I am. Yeah, if you've seen the chatters on both Twitch and Kick, you know that's you, right? Hold on a sec. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because one of my YouTube chatters is known as VR King 777. VR King 777. He's actually followed me on YouTube for quite a few months now. Anyways. Alright. Let's get down to the game, ladies and gentlemen. And also, along the way, I'll also explain... Also, along the way, I'll explain what I meant by the whole thing with Tupac. And Notorious B.I.G. English U.S. That's rather interesting. Okay, so the story goes that with Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac, sadly, both of them were killed during the late 90s, which was the peak of gangster rap, but back then, 90s gangster rap involved literal gangster activities. Of course, you probably can tell what that meant.
Welcome to Alliance Military Database. Classified information requested.
Supposedly, Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac were killed respectively within, I think, either a week or a couple of weeks within one another.
Please log in to access your profile.
Okay, any takers on the first name, or should I just stick with John?
Profile reconstruction complete. Please log in to access your profile.
Because if I decide to go with anything else, well, I'm gonna be... gonna have to do the custom reconstruction. I'll just...
Profile reconstruction complete.
Sure, I know it's bland.
Please log in to access your profile.
Actually, I'll just enter an ID.
Please log in to access profile reconstruction. Please log in to access your profile. Please log in to access your profile.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Weird name, but...
Warning. Data corruption detected. Please reconstruct profile.
Right.
Confirm pre-service history. Confirm psychological profile.
Soul survivor, war hero, or ruthless? Okay, during your service, a mission went horribly wrong, trapped in extreme survival, overcome physical torments and psychological stresses that would have broken most people. You survived while all those around you who fell. Now you alone are left to tell the tale. Early in your military career, you found yourself facing an overwhelming enemy force. You risked your own life to save your fellow soldiers and defeat the enemy despite the impossible odds. Your bravery and heroism has earned you medals and recognition from the Alliance fleet. Though your military career has held fast to one basic rule, get the job done. You've been called cold, calculating, and brutal. Your reputation for ruthless efficiency is your fellow soldier wary of you, but when failure is not an option, the military always goes to you first. Nah, I'm probably gonna go the war hero path. Definitely gonna stick to
Confirm military specialization.
Sentinel. I'm probably just gonna stick down the soldier path. Because as cool as shotguns are when it comes to how effective shotguns really are realistically, bionics and weapons takedown. I don't know, considering how I handle an assault rifle in all FPS games, I think I'm better off with that than a shotgun. Because, let's face it, shotguns don't have a whole lot of range.
Confirm facial identification. I think he'd be better off with the hazel eyes.
Man, they don't give you a whole lot of customization options unless you do the whole mods thing. But then again, this did originally come from ...2008, if I remember right. So, what do you guys think?
Profile reconstruction complete.
Also,
Identification confirmed.
depending on what happens, I'm gonna be apologizing because, well, mainly for Twitch and YouTube, not so much for Kick. Alright, time to get into the action.
Well, what about Shepard? Earthborn, but no record of his family.
Doesn't have one. He was raised on the streets, learned to look out for himself.
He proved himself during the Blitz. Held off enemy forces on the ground until reinforcements arrived.
He's the only reason Elysium is still standing.
We can't question his courage.
Humanity needs a hero, and Shepard's the best we've got.
I'll make the call.
In the year 2148, explorers on Mars discover decades following these mysterious artifacts enable for stars, the basis for incredible technology. It was a force that controlled Earth. Greatest discovery in Mass Effect.
The Arcturus Prime relay is in range. Initiating transmission sequence.
Commander?
We are connected. Calculating transit mass and destination. The relay is hot, acquiring approach vector. All stations secure for transit.
I don't know what to do about the lag.
Board is green. Approach run has begun. Hitting the relay in 3, 2, 1.
Thrusters, check. Navigation, check. Internal emissions sync engaged. All systems online. Drift, just under 1500K.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment. So you hate him.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead, so that's incredible. Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board. Call me paranoid.
You're paranoid. The Council helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their investment.
Yeah, that is the official story. But only an idiot believes the official story.
They don't send Spectres on shakedown runs.
So there's more going on here than the captain's letting on.
Joker, status report.
Just cleared the mass relay, Captain. Stealth systems engaged. Everything looks solid.
Good. Find a comm buoy and link us into the network. I want mission reports relayed back to Alliance brass before we reach Eden Prime.
Aye, aye, Captain. Better brace yourself, sir. I think Nihilus is headed your way.
He's already here, Lieutenant. Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
I'm on my way.
Is it me or does the Captain always sound a little pissed off?
Only when he's talking to you, Joker.
I'm telling you, I just saw him. He marched by like he was on a mission.
He's a Spectre. They're always on a mission.
And we're getting...
I grew up on Eden Prime, Doc. It's not the kind of place Spectres visit. There's something Nihilus isn't telling us about this mission.
That's crazy. The Captain's in charge here. He wouldn't take orders from a Spectre.
Not his choice, Doc. Spectres don't answer to anyone. They can do whatever they want. Kill anyone who gets in their way.
Oh, you watch too many spy vids, Jenkins.
Commander Shepard, I was hoping you'd get here first. It will give us a chance to talk.
What about?
I'm interested in this world we're going to. Eden Prime. I've heard it's quite beautiful.
They say it's a paradise.
Yes, a paradise. Serene, tranquil, safe. Eden Prime has become something of a symbol for your people, hasn't it? Proof that humanity can not only establish colonies across the galaxy, but also protect them. But how safe is it really?
Do you know something?
Your people are still newcomers, Shepard. The galaxy can be a very dangerous place. Is the Alliance truly ready for this?
I think it's about time we told the Commander what's really going on.
This mission is far more than a simple shakedown run.
I figured there was something you weren't telling us.
We're making a covert pickup on Eden Prime. That's why we needed the stealth systems operational.
There must be a reason you didn't tell me about this, sir.
This comes down from the top, Commander. Information strictly on a need-to-know basis. A research team on Eden Prime unearthed some kind of beacon during an excavation. It was Prothean.
What else can you tell me?
This is big, Shepard. The last time humanity made a discovery like this, it jumped our technology forward 200 years. But Eden Prime doesn't have the facilities to handle something like this. We need to bring the beacon back to the Citadel for proper study.
Obviously, this goes beyond mere human interests, Commander. This discovery could affect every species in Council space.
It never hurts to have a few extra hands on board.
The beacon's not the only reason I'm here, Shepard.
Nihilus wants to see you in action, Commander. He's here to evaluate you.
What's going on, Captain?
The Alliance has been pushing for this for a long time. Humanity wants a larger role in shaping interstellar policy.
Okay.
We want more say with the Citadel Council. The Spectres represent the Council's power and authority. If they accept a human into their ranks, it shows how far the Alliance has come.
You held off an enemy assault during the Blitz single-handed. You showed not only courage, but also incredible skill. That's why I put your name forward as a candidate for the Spectres.
I assume this is good for the Alliance.
Earth needs this, Shepard. We're counting on you.
I need to see your skills for myself, Commander. Eden Prime will be the first of several missions together.
You'll be in charge of the ground team. Secure the beacon and get it onto the ship ASAP. Nihilus will accompany you to observe the mission.
Why is this beacon so important?
All advanced galactic civilization is based on Prothean technology. Even yours.
If we hadn't discovered those Prothean ruins buried on Mars, we'd still be stuck on Earth. That was just a small data cache. Who knows what we can learn from this beacon? What if it's a weapons archive? We can't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Like who?
The Attican Traverse isn't the most stable sector of Citadel space. There are plenty of raiders and criminal groups active in the region. They might figure a Prothean beacon is worth the risk of attacking an Alliance ship. Plus, Eden Prime is right on the border of the Terminus systems.
The Attican Traverse is under Citadel protection. If the Terminus systems attack, it's an act of war.
Technically, yes. But some of the species in the Terminus might be willing to start a war over this.
The last thing the Council wants is to get dragged into a major conflict with the Terminus systems. We have to keep this low-key.
Just give the word, Captain.
We should be getting close to Eden.
Captain, we got a problem.
What's wrong, Joker?
Transmission from Eden Prime, sir. You better see this.
Bring it up on screen.
Oh!
Get down!
We are under attack, taking heavy casualties. I repeat, heavy casualties. We can't. Get evac. They came out of nowhere. We need.
The graphics on the game are good. But then
Everything
again,
cuts
this
out
is
after that. No comm traffic at all.
remaster with all the
Just goes
DLC
dead.
content.
There's nothing.
Reverse and hold at 38.5.
Well, shit.
Status report.
This got a lot
17
more
minutes out,
complicated.
Captain. No other Alliance ships in the area.
Take us in, Joker, fast and quiet. This mission just got a lot more complicated.
A small strike team can move quickly without drawing attention. It's our best chance to secure the beacon.
Roger that.
Grab your gear and meet us in the cargo hold. Tell Alenko and Jenkins to suit up, Commander. You're going in.
Question is, what's going to await us down there?
Engaging stealth systems. Somebody was doing some serious digging here, Captain.
Oh yeah,
Your team's the muscle in this operation, Commander. Go in heavy and head straight for the dig site.
What about survivors, Captain?
Helping survivors is a secondary objective.
Voice actor in
The
Saints
beacon's
Row.
your top
He
priority.
also made a
Approaching
cameo
drop
in-
point 1.
They actually used his likeness to
Nihilus,
play
you coming with us?
Julius Little, the former leader of the Saints.
I move faster on my own.
Nihilus will
Yeah,
scout out
Keith
ahead.
David was
He'll
also
feed you
a part of
status
this,
reports
too.
throughout the mission. Otherwise, I want radio silence.
Obviously, you must be a big fan of Keith David. David, he's man.
We've got his back, Captain.
The mission's yours now, Shepard. Good luck.
We are approaching drop point 2.
Yeah, he also played himself in Saints Row 4. Although, I don't know how much of a successful role that was.
Ship perimeter secure, Commander.
This place got hit hard, Commander. Hostiles everywhere.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it was because of the newest one. And the developer studio Voltron got shut down. It's because it didn't do exactly as well compared to the earliest stuff.
Gas bags. Don't worry, they're harmless. Oh God, what happened here?
Trust me, I played it before. It's good, not that great. Yeah, it's pretty much like its whole identity was, well, missing. But then again, a lot of people compared it to being like a GTA San Andreas clone back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part, actually. I don't know if it was Voltron's intent or Deep Silver's. sad to see how Rockstar fumbled the remaster so badly. Oh. Yeah, that's the one they fumbled. Yeah, I think the only way you could play it now is if you got it on console.
Rip right through his shields. We're at a chance.
We'll see that he receives a proper service once the mission is complete. But I need you to stay focused.
Aye, aye, sir.
Yeah, but then again, well, at least they kept, I believe at least they kept the original voice acting, though. Like for CJ, and not to mention Samuel Jackson as Officer Tenpenny, aka the most crooked cop in Los Santos. He wasn't a cop, he was a drug lord wearing a police badge. Oh yeah, definitely. I streamed Oblivion a while back, the remaster of Oblivion, and yeah, that in itself is a masterpiece. Yeah. Thanks for coming in. Thanks. I greatly appreciate that.
Smells like smoke and death.
Yeah. Of course, I'm going around in circles.
Got some burned out buildings here, Shepard. A lot of bodies. I'm gonna check it out. I'll try to catch up with you at the dig site.
Roger that. I would have stood around a little more. wish there was an easier way to access the map. Med kit. This will definitely be useful. Hold on, guys. Well, since I just dropped my controller like a dodo, I'm probably gonna have to play with mouse and keyboard. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should dial down the mouse sensitivity. That's gameplay. That's calibration. No. again. Oh! Damn.
Thanks for your help, Commander. I didn't think I was gonna make it.
Map. No, not map. Options. Controls. Oh! Okay. Okay. What do they even have for control? It's like this. Okay, key bindings. Spacebar to sprint, map M, equipment I, squad U, codex. Melee F. Okay, so how do I interact with people? Okay, that. Oh. Oh.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams of the 212. You the one in charge here, sir?
Are you wounded, Williams?
A few scrapes and burns, nothing serious. The others weren't so lucky. Oh man. We were patrolling the perimeter when the attack hit. We tried to get off a distress call, but they cut off our communications. I've been fighting for my life ever since.
Where's the rest of your squad?
We tried to double back to the beacon, but we walked into an ambush. I don't think any of the others... I think I'm the only one left.
This isn't your fault, Williams. You couldn't have done anything to save them.
Yes, sir. We held our position as long as we could, until the Geth overwhelmed us.
The Geth haven't been seen outside the Veil in nearly 200 years. Why are they here now?
They must have come for the beacon. The dig site is close, just over that rise. It might still be there.
We could use your help, Williams.
Aye, aye, sir. It's time for payback.
What else do you know about the Geth?
Just what I remember from history class back in school. They're synthetics, non-organic life forms with limited AI programming, created by the Quarians a few centuries ago. They were supposed to be a source of cheap labor, but ended up turning on the Quarians and drove them into exile. Well, after that, they just kind of disappeared behind the Perseus Veil. Nobody's really heard much from them since.
Describe what happened leading up to the attack.
We were sent out a couple of nights ago from the main colony to secure the area. Seemed like a routine patrol, until the Geth hit us. We never knew they were coming.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Tell me everything you know about the beacon.
They were doing some digging out here to extend the monorail and expand the colony. A few weeks ago, they unearthed some Prothean ruins, and the beacon. Suddenly, every scientific expert in the colony was interested. That's when they brought us in to secure the site. I don't know much about the beacon itself, but I heard one of the researchers say this could be the biggest scientific discovery of the century.
Move out.
Okay, now that we're up to speed.
The beacon's at the far end of this trench.
All right.
Not now, Commander.
All right.
This is the dig site. The beacon was right here. It must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
You think anyone got out of here alive?
If they were lucky. Maybe hiding up in the camp. It's just on the top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Change of plans, Shepard. There's a small spaceport up ahead. I want to check it out. I'll wait for you there.
Roger that. Hold on. All right.
Sidetracked. Weapons up. Okay, this way.
right. I already went through this. Okay, so that's the dig site.
Looks like they hit the camp hard.
It's a good place for an ambush. Keep your guard up.
Yeah.
Oh god, they're still alive.
What did the Geth do to them? That door. It's closed. The security lock's engaged.
Oh great, screwed up on a grenade. Ah, fantastic. Okay. It's understandable. Yeah. I think he might have been a big Keith David fan because that's who the guy that plays that Captain Anderson character in the game. He also played Julius Little in the original Saints Row game and did a cameo in number 4. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Then again, most of the chatters that I get that are considered annoying are pretty much those scam bots that are claiming to help you push towards the Kick Creator program. Well, it's pretty much a similar scam to how it was a few months ago, back when, and they can hype up your streams to affiliate. However, it's pretty much all the same, practical. Practically all view botting. Which Omni-Gel do I need to do a decryption?
Humans, thank the Maker.
Hurry, close the door before they come back.
Don't worry, we'll protect you.
Thank you. I think we'll be okay now. It looks like everyone's gone.
You're Dr. Warren, the one in charge of the excavation. Do you know what happened to the beacon?
It was moved to the spaceport this morning. Manuel and I stayed behind to help pack up the camp. When the attack came, the Marines held them off long enough for us to hide. They gave their lives to save us.
No one is saved. The age of humanity is ended. Soon, only ruin and corpses will remain.
Okay,
Can you tell me anything about the beacon?
It's some type of data module from a galaxy-wide communications network. Remarkably well preserved. It could be the greatest scientific discovery of our lifetime. Miraculous new technologies, groundbreaking medical advances. Who knows what secrets are locked inside?
We have unearthed the heart of evil, awakened the beast, unleashed the darkness.
Manuel, please. This isn't the time.
What's wrong with your assistant?
Manuel has a brilliant mind, but he's always been a bit unstable. Genius and madness are two sides of the same coin.
Is it madness to see the future? To see the destruction rushing towards us? To understand there is no escape? No hope? No. I am not mad. I'm the only sane one left.
I gave him an extra dose of his meds after the attack.
What else can you tell me about the attack?
It all happened so fast. 1 second we were gathering up our equipment. The next we were hiding in the shed while the Geth swarmed over the camp.
Agents of the destroyers, bringers of darkness, heralds of our extinction.
We could hear the battle outside. Gunfire, screams. I thought it would never end. Then everything went quiet. We just sat there, too afraid to move, until you came along.
Did you notice a Turian in the area?
I saw him, the Prophet, leader of the enemy. He was here before the attack.
That's impossible. Nihilus was with us in the Normandy before the attack. He couldn't have been here.
I'm sorry. Manuel's still a bit unsettled. We haven't seen your Turian. We've been hiding in here since the attack.
Williams, take us to the spaceport.
You can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. Night is falling. The darkness of eternity.
Hush, Manuel. Go lie down. You'll feel better once the medication kicks in.
Yeah, I think I know what he was referring to, though, but I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who's here for the first time.
Saren.
Oh, boy.
This isn't your mission, Saren. What are you doing here?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
I wasn't expecting to find the Geth here. The situation's bad.
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
What is that? Off in the distance.
Whoa. I'll be back, guys. I gotta get something to eat real quick.
How long should I put it?
Hey guys, I'm back. Okay.
Commander, it's Nihilus.
Something's moving over behind those crates.
Wait! Don't shoot! I'm one of you! I'm human!
Sneaking up on us like that nearly got you killed.
I'm sorry, I was hiding from those creatures. My name's Powell. I saw what happened to that Turian. The other one shot him.
I need to know how Nihilus died.
The other one got here first. He was waiting when your friend showed up. He called him Saren. I think they knew each other. Your friend seemed to relax. He let his guard down. And Saren killed him. Shot him right in the back. I'm just lucky he didn't see me behind the crates.
We were told a Prothean beacon was brought to the spaceport. What happened to it?
It's over on the other platform. Probably where that guy Saren was headed. He hopped on the cargo train right after he killed your friend. I knew that beacon was trouble. Everything's gone to hell since we found it. First that damn mothership showed up, then the attack. They killed everyone. Everyone. If I hadn't been behind the crates, I'd be dead too.
How come you're the only one who survived? Why didn't anyone else try to hide behind the crates?
They never had a chance. I was already behind the crates when the attack started.
Wait a minute. You were hiding behind the crates before the attack?
Sometimes I need a nap to get through my shift. I sneak off behind the crates to grab 40 winks where the supervisor can't find me.
You survived because you're lazy?
If you hadn't snuck off for that nap, you'd probably be dead just like all the others.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really want to think about it.
Tell me about this mothership you saw.
I've never seen anything like it before. It was huge. Landed over near that platform. The whole place got dark as it came down. And it was making this noise, this sound that bored right into your brain. That's what woke me up. The attack came a few minutes later.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the beacon?
They brought it here this morning. We loaded it up onto the train and shipped it to the other platform. Hard to believe that was only a few hours ago. Feels like a whole other life.
Tell me about the Geth attack.
It was quick. 1 minute that ship was descending, the next, those Geth were swarming over the platform. Thousands of them. They must have been inside that mothership. They shot anything that moved. It was a massacre.
We need to find that beacon before it's too late.
Take the cargo train. That's where the other Turian went. I can't stay here. I need to get away from all this.
Incoming! Looked like that one Geth had a spin bot moment. Sorry, it's kind of a late stream.
Set the charges, destroy the entire colony. Leave no evidence that we were here.
Demolition charges. The Geth must have planted them.
Hurry! We need to find them all and shut them down.
On it. Headshot. That counts as a headshot. Not looking good.
Demolition charges. The Geth must have planted them.
Hurry! We need to find them all and shut them down.
Okay. forgot the sniper units jam radars. Safe to say, I think we can rest easy now. Okay.
Normandy, the beacon is secure.
This is
Request
amazing.
immediate-
Actual working Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
It wasn't doing anything like that when they dug it up. Something must have activated it.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
Shit.
Shepard! No, don't touch it! Too dangerous!
Whoa. Oh boy.
We identified the ship that touched down on Eden Prime. The Normandy. A human alliance vessel. It was under the command of Captain Anderson. They managed to save the colony.
And the beacon.
One of the humans may have used it.
This human must be eliminated.
Hey.
Dr. Chakwas, I think he's waking up.
You had us worried there, Shepard. How are you feeling?
Like the morning after shore leave. How long was I out?
About 15 hours. Something happened down there with the beacon, I think.
It's my fault. I must have triggered some kind of security field when I approached it. You had to push me out of the way.
You had no way to know what would happen.
Actually, we don't even know if that's what set it off. Unfortunately, we'll never get the chance to find out.
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. The blast knocked you cold.
Was it one
The
of
lieutenant and I carried you back here to the ship.
Was it a slander post?
I appreciate it.
Physically, you're fine. But I detected some unusual brain activity. Abnormal beta waves. I also noticed an increase in your rapid eye movement. Signs typically associated with intense dreaming.
I saw... I'm not sure what I saw. Death? Destruction? Nothing's really clear.
I better add
Not
this to
surprising.
my report. It may... Oh, Captain Anderson.
If anyone wants to start a drama forum,
Well, all the readings look normal.
Twitter's
I'd
the
say
right
Commander's
place
going
to
to
do
be
it.
fine.
Glad to hear it. Shepard, I need to speak with you. In private.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
Sounds
Not
like that
shocking.
beacon hit you pretty hard, Commander. Are you sure you're okay?
I don't like soldiers dying under my command.
Jenkins wasn't your fault. You did a good job, Shepard.
Intel dropped the ball, sir. We had no idea what we were walking into down there. That's why things went to hell.
The Geth haven't been outside the Veil in 2 centuries, Commander. Nobody could have predicted this.
Yeah, but do you think Elon Musk... Is it like a rule for VTubers or Twitter in general? Because if it's Twitter in general, Elon Musk probably wouldn't care.
You said you needed to see me in private, Captain?
I won't lie to you, Shepard. Things look bad. Nihilus is dead. The beacon was destroyed and Geth are invading. The Council's going to want answers.
I didn't do anything wrong, Captain. Hopefully the Council can see that.
I'll stand behind you and your reports.
Oh.
You're a damned hero
Okay.
in my books. That's not why I'm here. It's Saren, that other Turian. Saren's a Spectre, one of the best, a living legend. But if he's working with the Geth, it means he's gone rogue. A rogue Spectre's trouble. Saren's dangerous, and he hates humans.
He didn't come to Eden Prime because he hates humans.
You're right. Saren has allied himself with the Geth. I don't know how.
Isn't
I don't
that
know why.
worth,
But it had something
like,
to do with
reporting?
that beacon. You were there just before that beacon self-destructed. Did you see anything?
Oh.
Any clue that might tell us what Saren was after?
Just before I lost consciousness, I had some kind of vision.
A vision? A vision of what?
I saw synthetics. Geth, maybe. Slaughtering people. Butchering them.
We need to report this to the Council, Shepard.
What are we gonna tell him? I had a bad dream?
We don't know what information was stored in that beacon. Lost Prothean technology, blueprints for some ancient weapon of mass destruction, whatever it was. Saren took it. But I know Saren. I know his reputation is politics. He believes humans are a blight on the galaxy. This attack was an act of war. He has the secrets from the beacon. He has an army of Geth at his command, and he won't stop until he's wiped humanity from the face of the galaxy.
Yeah, that's...
I'll find some way to take him down.
Yeah, that's pretty much when it gets personal.
He's a Spectre. He can go anywhere, do almost anything. That's why we need the Council on our side.
We prove Saren's gone rogue, and the Council will revoke his Spectre status.
I'll contact the ambassador and see if he can get us an audience with the Council. He'll want to see us as soon as we reach the Citadel. We should be getting close. Head up to the bridge and tell Joker to bring us into dock.
Let me guess, she was pointing you out to be the villain and she was playing the victim. Is that it?
Hey, Commander. I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
You're a good soldier, Williams.
Let me guess.
You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. That means a lot from you.
Let me guess,
I've never met anyone who
pointed you out
Star
as...
of Terra.
Let me guess, she was pointing out that you were the one doing all this, not her.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy.
Of course.
It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
When you're trying to hide secrets like that, you do your best to initiate damage control.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
Wow. Okay, now that's something. So, do you have any idea how many people follow her on, like, Twitter and Kick? I'll never call it X because, well, because of Elon Musk.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
Now, once I'm here, I'm probably gonna... Once I get to this next part, I'm probably gonna end the stream. Yeah, that's... Wow. Yeah, best way to describe it.
Look at the size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower, too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side, then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
Why?
This is an outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
In some ways, you got a
was well
point.
aware of the risks when you went into
But you
the
gotta
Traverse.
remember, this is a
What
game
about
that was
Saren?
made all the way
You
back
can't
in
just ignore a rogue
2008.
Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
But then again,
Just the ground team from Eden Prime. In case you
BioWare's
had any
publisher was
I
EA,
have
so
the
doesn't that
mission
explain
reports.
a lot?
I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. If they don't stop him,
Yeah.
I will.
Settle down,
But then again,
Commander.
EA
You've already
has
done
the
more than enough
reputation
to
of
jeopardize
the
your candidacy
greediest
for the Spectres.
AAA
The
company
mission
out
on
there.
Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not his.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an
Then
excuse
again-
to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain.
Then again, I
want to
think a
go over
lot of the
few
Western
things before
gaming
the hearing.
problems is basically
Shepard,
based in
you
America.
and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I kind of wonder if it's Nintendo in general the way they are towards how copyright is handled, or if it's like the whole thing with Japanese laws, considering Nintendo started as a Japanese company. Because I heard store. Yeah, because I heard how strict the copyrights are with Japan. It's not really Nintendo that's the problem, in my opinion. Like, say with Pokemon, for example. If Game Freak put in a little extra effort to be a little more creative, maybe we wouldn't have stuff like Pal World around. Because Game Freak and Nintendo basically make a few changes depending on which generation of the franchise it is, here and there. But other than that, it's mostly copy and paste. Yeah, I can understand that. But at least there was major differences, though. Well, for starters, you can actually kill the pals. Plus, some of them are capable of using guns. Other than that, a lot of people have pointed out how... Not really. No. I'm just saying there are some differences. It's just... I don't know. Maybe it's just Pocket Pair's idea was to come up with something different than what most Pokemon usually comes out with. Because don't you think it's kind of like... Nah. But then again, I was a kid when Pokemon started becoming a series, so yeah. Other than that, most of the games Game Freak makes when it comes to Pokemon is usually kind of copy and paste, but then again, if there's a bunch of kids in the modern generation that are excited for Pokemon, I doubt they would care less compared to what adults growing up with it that would have a take on it. Not much, other than what I'm saying is, basically I think Game Freak can be a little lazy at times. You know, the dev for the games. Well, I can understand that they add some Pokemon from older games as a way to recycle assets. Well, and sure, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was a little different. Like, you actually get to ride on the legendary Pokemon you get provided with. But, I don't know, it just seems a little weird how they gave it to you at the beginning of the game, because usually when you get a chance to catch one of the legendary Pokemon on the older games, it's usually almost at the end of the games. Because I played the DS and 3DS versions of Pokemon before. I think the only other thing I would ask for from Nintendo is pretty much basically, well, maybe make it to where Switch players can I think it depends on different perspective, like how some people grew up with it or whatnot. But then again, I think a lot of people dog on the you know how the Xbox and PlayStation consoles had the ability to broadcast live streams on YouTube or Twitch? Maybe if Nintendo did that, with the Switch devices? I don't know, well, I think the one thing I could appreciate is the fact that they're, emulating GameCube games. But, I get the feeling there might be certain games, though, that may not be emulated. I think... Well, and there are a couple of Wii games. Yeah. But at least there are a bunch of fans willing to take out scalpers. Because scalpers gotta be the worst when it comes to that stuff. Yeah, for sure. Exactly. You know how long it took me just to get a PS5? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think the only other crappy part is about Sony, and I know this happens with a lot of gaming companies, is the fact that they get hacked way too much. It's almost like some stuff they need to do Yeah. I think I think another major thing is basically how stupid it is just to have people rig up PlayStation Plus PlayStation accounts just to play PC games that were originally on the PlayStation first. Because there's literally 130 countries that can't get access to the PlayStation Plus network. Which is beyond stupid and greedy in my opinion. Anyways, I'm about to wrap up the stream, guys. Well, yeah, but to be fair, I think the PlayStation 2 was pretty much the most popular game console back in its era. I mean, sure, you had competitors like Nintendo 64 and the original Xbox, but yeah, I get it. Maybe there's just some people that are just stuck in that time period, I guess. I mean, I don't mind certain things for the sake of nostalgia, but there are just certain things where you can sound completely out of touch. Anyways, guys, I'm about to wrap up the stream. Yeah, that kind of sounds like incel language. Anyway, I'm about to wrap up the stream, guys, so all those watching on YouTube, please leave a like, drop a comment down below, and also please feel free to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get notified on when I post new videos, or when I go live on YouTube. I'm sorry this stream hasn't been as long as I hoped for, but I was busy out of town all day. But I promise I'll try and make up for it tomorrow. And for all those watching on Twitch and Kick, please hit the follow button to help me grow my community and help me reach my goal of 75 followers on both prospective platforms. And also, for all those watching on Rumble, please follow me to get notified on when I go live on Rumble. Until next time, see you guys later. All right. Actually, I got a better song. Stars. Don't know why. R.I.P. Chester Bennington. Oh.